Hello, those watching the replay. Welcome to this video. I started this video in my business page, which I never really use, and I should start. Anyways, so if you are not watching this from Women Creating Healthy Lives, my Facebook community for women over 40, come and join us. It's called Women Creating Healthy Lives, and it's a Facebook community for women over 40, and that is truly where I hang out all the time. That's where I do my videos. That's where I do most of my stuff. So make sure you're part of that community too. I just wanted to pop on here and do a video and let people know where they can find me. I'm going to talk today about hello, whoever's joined me, about what my opinion is, because I got asked today, what is the best way to eat during menopause, or what's the best diet kind of thing to follow, right? Because there's a lot of information out there and a lot of conflicting information out there, and it's confusing. I get it. So I'm just going to, of course, share my belief, and I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of women going through this phase of life in my programs and coaching, as well as going through this phase myself. I've gone through this phase myself. I know, I get it. I have been through it. I found what worked for me. I lost weight. I got down to a weight I was in my 20s when I was about 48 years old. So I have, or a bit younger. So I have gone through all the changes, everything like that, all the crazy symptoms, the weight gain, the frustration, not knowing what to do. And basically, yeah, I changed things, right? So I'm trying to share on my personal page, but I actually can't. That's really funny. All right, I guess I can't. So here we go. This, like I said, is my opinion. Now you are going to find tons of information out there. Now, what I want you to also remember is when somebody is promoting a special way of eating or a diet, that means often it's worked for them or it's worked for their clients. Now, what I want you to look at is that person telling you this is the only way? This is what you need to do, and that all other things are kind of wrong, okay? Research shows that this is the way. I want you to be cautious about that. I want you to be really cautious. Hello, hello. Thanks for picking. You are so welcome. The thing is that be cautious if someone's telling you that's the only way it should be and that's the best way and how so-and-so lost all this weight and you will too. Yeah, that you know right there, if somebody is insisting that their way is the only way, it's not right, right? Hi, Bonita. If they're insisting their way is the only way, then I wouldn't really trust them, okay? Because they don't truly understand the human body, right? Because especially women going through the midlife phase, they are different than a woman in her 20s or 30s. So if a person is spreading a diet saying this is the best thing for women, or this is the only diet that helps you to do this or that, then I wouldn't trust them, to tell you the truth, no matter what the research shows. And you will know that if you have looked at different ways of eating and different diets, there is always research that they show you that proves that they are right. We can always find proof when we want to prove something bad enough, okay? The Atkins diet, there is scientific proof. The no-fat diet, there was proof. It's actually not healthy, right? So just remember, all through the years, we have had many fad diets, many crazy things. There's always been research and proof to prove that that's the right diet. But then we later find out it wasn't healthy, right? So just really be aware when you're listening to people. One person, I suggest a couple people following is Dr. Berg, B-E-R-G. Dr. Berg is really good. Another one is Dr. Axe, A-X-E, okay? Dr. Berg talks a lot about the women hormonals. He believes in keto, but you don't have to be keto. So I'm going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the way they eat, like the things, well, you see keto or paleo. You see a whole food diet that's high in starches, right? Like we need lots of starches. That's more like vegan, whole food, vegan type of thing. And then there's where you eat more whole food, barely any starches, and higher in fat, healthy fats, right? Plant-based fats or whatever. Oopsie, why is that not showing? What about the keto diet? Yeah, I'm going to be talking about that, Bonita. Going to be talking about that. Okay, what I want to say first of all is there's no one perfect diet for everyone. You have something that's perfect for you for this phase of your life. So we go through different phases. What I was able to eat when I was in my 20s and 30s may have been really good for me then, but it certainly wasn't good for me in my 40s. What I ate in my 40s when I was going through the midlife change, I found what worked for me. For me personally, it worked. Then what I eat now is a bit different post-menopause, okay? Someone asked about the eating meat or not eating meat, or eating starches or not eating starches, or eating meat and not eating meat, right? Yes, diabetics for sure can be on keto diets. Diabetics are pretty good on keto diets, Bonita. But remember, there's not one way to do it, right? Because each individual person is different, you need to find what works good for you, and that is how you feel. That's by monitoring how you feel as you're trying to eat that way, right? And switching things around. So the problem is when you follow an exact diet plan or what someone says, then you're not using your inner knowing, you're not paying attention to how your body feels, and you're not using your common sense. What I teach women in all my programs is use your body will tell you, once you of course get the guidelines, right? So I truly believe that having guidelines of something to follow is really important, especially for women in midlife, because in midlife, we are different. Our body does process starchy carbohydrates differently. So it tends to process starchy carbohydrates like it's sugar. It breaks it down very fast. It wants to put it to fat, okay? And then the way it processes sugar too is just like, whoa. It's like an exaggeration, right? And stress affects how your body processes food. So that's also a big thing in midlife when we get this added stress and overwhelm because of hormone fluctuations, right? So what do I think? Each one is totally fine in their own way. I'm a person so there's metabolic type. You can study your metabolic type. You can study your blood type. You can study your Ayurvedic type. And you can study Chinese medicine and your body type in Chinese medicine. So you've got like these 5 things that you can study and follow them, which they're all different. Or you can understand your own body and go by that. And that's what I tell you to do. So one thing I get a lot of clients to do, yes, is decrease the starchy carbohydrates, right? Really decrease the heavier starchy carbohydrates. For one, they'll cause more hot flashes. It'll cause digestive upset often. It'll, since they're processed more like sugars, it'll spike your blood sugar level. You could become insulin resistant just because of the hormonal imbalance. We're very, very sensitive to things like that, right? Yes, so Donna, you got to stop trying to figure it out and start listening to your body, okay? In my programs, I help women do that. And I do have a program, I'm not sure if you took it, Donna, it's called Where to Start. And it explains all about the food, and it's $97. It's on my website, dianamarchand.com, and you can find my program. It's Where to Start. That gives you all the recipes, a lot of information, video recipes, tons and tons of stuff. That's a 2-week program. It's all self-study. So I have that for anybody who's interested, so they can have the information, they can look at it anytime, they can refer to it anytime and try the recipes. Now, I don't use meat recipes because I myself don't eat meat, but women in my program can. So here's how it goes. It's confusing, but that's because you're looking for an answer outside of yourself. Okay, so how do you know if you should eat meat, right? So people are like, well, I don't know. Do you eat meat now? How does meat make you feel? Are you good on meat? If you're a type O blood type, then your body does better on a higher protein diet. I'm type A. Type A diet does better on a higher carbohydrate diet. But remember, broccoli is a carbohydrate. Right? Beans are green beans are carbohydrates. So a cucumber is. We're not talking about getting rid of carbohydrates because carbohydrates are vegetables. You need your vegetables. So if you're confused, should I be vegan? Should I be should I eat meat? Should I eat fish? The thing is, how do you feel when you eat meat? How do you feel when you go for a period of time without eating meat? What does your body tend to crave? And don't go sugar or starch, right? As in meat, fish, or no, it doesn't really agree with you. For me, meat would make me constipated. It wouldn't pass through me. I'd feel heavy. I'd feel sluggish. I would feel terrible after eating, especially red meat. It seriously does not seem to move through my body. I remember even when I was young that meat didn't really agree with me, okay? So I'm a blood type A, which seems to be better with just lots of vegetarian, more like a vegetarian, okay? Fish is amazing. I love fish. I love eggs. I can eat eggs and I can eat fish. Now remember, I choose wild and farm and all of that. Conventional meats, what do you call the fish that are in? Not wild fish, whatever they're freaking called. Farmed. You don't want the farmed fish and you don't want conventional meats from the grocery stores, from the big farms where they inject them with estrogen and growth hormones and antibiotics, okay? You want to stay away from those meats. But if you're talking wild meats and free range, whatever, organic from your farmer, local farmers, and you feel really good eating that meat and you like it and that's something you feel is good for you, then do it. Then do it. If you're somebody who's like, no, meat doesn't make me feel good, or for ethical reasons you don't want to eat it, you don't choose to eat it, then don't. Then don't. Right? The confusion is because we look outside of ourselves for answers instead of tuning in and go, what is my body really happy having? Now, when you're in menopause and perimenopause and those changes, my programs show you, okay, these are the foods that cause weight gain at that phase of the life. There's certain foods that cause weight gain in midlife that may not cause weight gain in your 20s, 30s, and early 40s. So and often in perimenopause, you gain weight in the belly because of hormone problems, hormone fluctuations. So then person is like, oh my God, I'd love to start losing this weight, or I don't want to gain more weight. So you decrease the starchy carbs, you increase, very, 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 very important, increase really healthy foods, supplements, and super powders. Because in this phase of life, your body needs way more minerals, okay? Way more minerals. Just like when you're going through pregnancy, you take extra pregnancy vitamins. When you're going through midlife, you need to supplement, you need to feed and fuel your body because it is going through this wild hormonal phase, okay? Minerals, foods that have a lot of good minerals in them are often alkaline foods, which help decrease inflammation and increase energy, okay? So you can look up high alkaline foods. It's just vegetables, greens, lots of vegetables and greens, and then things like chia and hemp seeds, and some super powders like moringa or wheatgrass powder, spirulina. There's hundreds of super powders. And then supplements, right? Like lots of minerals, wherever you can get really like a multivitamin or B vitamins, but really good high qualities. We also need good omega-3s. So if someone takes good fish oils, nuts and seeds, which have minerals plus omega-3s, chia seed, hemp seeds, which is full proteins plus antioxidants plus minerals, right? And really good fiber. So it's a huge amount of that. Well, you know what makes you feel the best, yeah. Yeah, what used to work, like if someone had oatmeal and yogurt for breakfast, or fruit and yogurt or something, that's not going to work anymore, right? Like fruit on its own is just going to be converted to sugar and go right to fat. Oatmeal in the morning is just going to be looked at as sugar and go right to fat. A big bad, like for vegans, right? If vegans are used to having noodles and pastas and rices and bean dishes and vegan chili, all of those things are going to be, they're heavy starch. So you're just going to keep gaining weight, right? The cheeses and the fake cheeses and the veganese and all these other foods that contain preservatives and flavorings and colorings, you know, they're toxic for everybody. So they're not good for anybody. but just be aware of those. The best is whole food, real food, real food. Now, yes, it's sometimes for people are like, I don't get oatmeal. It's just, oatmeal's healthy. It's just going to cause weight gain in midlife, right? Fruit on its own is healthy, but on its own in midlife, it's just going to cause weight gain, right? So you need to have more of a balance because you don't want to raise your insulin levels. So your insulin levels are very sensitive. So if you eat fruit on its own, it's going to spike insulin levels. Oatmeal is going to spike the insulin levels. Rice is going to spike the insulin levels. And that you could become insulin resistant, which adds more weight. Right? More weight. You just keep getting bigger and bigger. And we see that with midlife women. If you continue to eat the breads, the pastas, even gluten-free, the muffins, the cookies, all of those, you're just going to keep gaining weight. You're just going to keep gaining weight, because your body is just going to love that sugar. And then when you try to go off of it, what happens is you go through withdrawal symptoms. Your body needs the drug, which is all those foods, and sugar is a big one. So when you try to decrease those things, you get headaches, you feel brain fog, you get lightheaded, you cravings, you get cranky, right? All of those things are withdrawal symptoms, just like a drug addict is going off their drug. So when you go to change things, it's important to know, oh my God, my body's going to go through a bit of a craziness time, especially in midlife, because your hormones are already going crazy, right? You're already feeling this thing. So it's kind of good to start slow, but what you can do is to increase really healthy foods. Just start bringing in more really healthy foods. Good fats, yes. So someone asked in my Women Creating Healthy Lives also about there's some sort of person who you follow who doesn't believe in a high-fat diet. What we're talking about is good fats. There's a huge difference between good fats and bad fats, okay? There's a huge difference between fats. So those whole keto thing, when people start having bacon and sausages and all of those things, I completely disagree with that. Whole bunch of bacon, sausages, fatty meats, and all that is not healthy. It never will be healthy. I don't care what the people say. Then how keto promotes is they're like, you'll lose weight. You may lose weight eating that crap, but it's not healthy for you. It may keep you in ketosis, but the food you're eating is not healthy, right? If you look at mostly every single diet and plan that's out there, the thing that they have in common is vegetables and fresh greens, like Swiss chard, collards, lettuce, all the lettuces, arugula, all of those things, right? Hi, Robin. So those are the things, right, that you got to say, okay, if every pretty much diet tells us to eat our vegetables and green, maybe that's the underlying factor, right? Yes, it is. Most people do not get enough vegetables or greens. Most people are deficient in minerals, not deficient in protein. Okay, except some vegans can be deficient in protein, yes. If they're not eating enough greens and vegetables and they're not using extra supplements like extra powders that have high protein and stuff like that. So there's definitely a lot of conflicting information, but the best thing you can do is... what does Bonita say? So what about if you make these food healthy? Not sure what you mean, Bonita, but if you want to specify what you mean by that, let me know. Six people watching. Okay, guys, do you have any questions? Because I'm here to answer your questions too, okay? So remember, it's more about you. I agree with keto, but doing it right. Check out Dr. Berg, B-E-R-G. He talks about it. And that means as women in midlife, you need your vegetables and your fresh greens. You need those things. They are high in minerals. You need minerals. I also believe that most people should be supplementing with really good high quality supplements and super powders. Good, yes. Green juices, green smoothies too are an extra way to get really good minerals, because you can add super powders like spirulina, like a good mixed green powder blend. That I highly suggest every single person be on. A mixed green powder blend with your smoothies or with your juices is excellent. And when you're making smoothies, just be very lower on the fruit You know, something like I use a bit of grapefruit, a little bit of frozen pineapple, and then greens and water. And I add in some super green powders too, and some super powders into my smoothies because they're really high in good proteins. They're really high in minerals and trace minerals, antioxidants, and vitamins. Oh, Donna, if you heard my video, I just talked about it. Oats, whole beans, legumes, and lentils will cause weight gain in midlife. They are not vegetables, remember? Those are starch. All of those things will cause weight gain in midlife. So what you want to do is greatly decrease, you get rid of your oats. Use quinoa instead, white quinoa. And then, yeah, those aren't bad, Donna, but make sure they're either, those fruits are with chia gel and hemp seeds. Don't eat them on their own, or with a green smoothie where you have chia seeds in it, you have some fresh greens in it, maybe some cucumber. So you have a mixture, right? Pure fruit on its own spikes the blood sugar levels. You want the fiber, the omega-3s, the proteins, all of that together in your smoothies and juices. And when you're eating other fruit, you want to have them with chia gel, like grapefruit with chia gel. So chia is a complete protein. It's high in omega-3s, it's high in calcium, it's high in minerals, it's high in antioxidants. Yes, that's what I mean. Healthy foods. There are healthy foods that cause weight gain in midlife. There are, and that is exactly the foods you're talking about. Those foods that are healthy for us actually cause weight gain. So it's not like they're unhealthy, they just cause weight gain because our body processes starchy carbs differently in midlife. Your body sees those starchy carbs, which those beans, legumes, potatoes, rice, pasta, breads, all of those things, as it processes them like simple sugars in a way, and they go right to fat, right? Even though they do have fiber. It's just the way the body's working right now. So what you would do is if you have some beans, lentils, you have just a few and you have way more vegetables with them, right? So like sometimes I'll throw a few black beans in my salad. I will have in a stir fry of vegetables and quinoa, I will add some chickpeas or white beans or black beans, but not very many. You need your vegetables and your fresh greens to outweigh any starch you have on your plate, okay? Great, that's good, Donna. Make sure to hydrate the chia with water or nut milk for sure. Yeah, Bonita, eating for your health. Yeah, then you eat all the healthy foods. Basically the same stuff I was talking about. Yeah, eating for your health is, is very, very, of course, I believe everybody should do that. But if women in midlife actually want to lose a bit of weight, then what I do is I tell them to decrease some of those starches, right? But also what you need to do in midlife for health, for your wellness, to help balance your hormones is to increase your vegetables and fresh greens because they contain a lot of minerals, and start adding in maybe some nuts and seeds in the raw form. Do not buy roasted, salted. No, I'm not talking about those, right? And in my programs, I actually give you raw food recipes, specific recipes for the nut and seeds to use them in a way that you soak them, you sprout them, and they become bioavailable to your body. Your body's able to utilize all the nutrients that are in those nuts and seeds, and they're done in a way that's much healthier than just eating them raw on their own. Yes, that's good. Yep, that would be good, Donna. You bet. Yep. Yeah, so you want to include also some more fats because if you're not going to feel full right away, right? And avocados, and so let's say you can soak walnuts. You take walnuts, raw walnuts, do not buy roasted walnuts, whatever, and you soak them overnight. You drain them and you rinse them, and you can use those in your salad, chop them up. Yeah, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, all of those things to add the chewiness, to add some texture, to add some fiber, to add, right, all those. Yeah, and soaked is perfect. Yeah, chia gel. You can even add chia gel to your salad dressing. But chia gel you can just eat on its own too. If you're like, oh, I don't know how else to do it today, I'm just going to have 2 tablespoons of chia gel. That'll be good for your digestive system and for the nutrients that it has in it, right? Yeah, so in my programs, I really do, it's not a specific diet. It's really working with each person, learning what works best for them, but learning the recipes that have the nutrients in them that help feed your glands that produce your hormones. So during this phase of life, you need way more of certain nutrients so that your body and your glands can produce hormones better, which help to balance your body. Your body needs the proper fuel so that it can work, right? If it's not fed the proper fuel, then it can't do its job properly. So when you're going through this big upheaval inside, kind of with the hormone fluctuation, or you have, and you still haven't changed what you eat, your body is kind of like starving. It's kind of like, oh my God, you haven't given me the right nutrients. And when you don't get the right nutrients, your body's going to know, and it's going to send out signals, I'm hungry. So when people say, I just always feel hungry, I'm just craving this, I'm craving that, that's your body telling you, you didn't feed me today. As in, you didn't feed me the right nutrients, the vitamins, the minerals, essential fatty acids, right? It didn't get what it needs. But because we don't quite understand that, we go, oh, I'm hungry, I'm going to grab a bagel, or I'm going to have a piece of toast. And then your body goes, you didn't feed me. Because that's still not what your body needs. That's just junk, right? That goes basically to inflammation, causes inflammation, foggy brain, a whole bunch of horrible things, digestive and gut problems like the breads, the bagels, all of that, and the cheeses cause more harm to your body than good, okay? They're a negative effect food. They just cause harm to your body. So people sometimes say, oh, I can eat it, no problem. You can think you can eat it, no problem, but inside it's damaging your body, right? The gluten and the crap that's in all those breads and bagels and stuff like that, it's just causing more. It's toxins that are causing more problems in your body. So try to stay away from those. Yeah, toast. Yeah. So it's getting to know, it's like really understanding that the toast is not food at all. So you would look at toast as actually a negative benefit. So it's actually harming your health. So sodas that don't like, so I have every once in a while a beer or French fries. Negative, not good for your body. But I choose to have certain things in my life that are okay like that, because most of the time I eat really healthy. So if you're pretty much feeding and fueling your body really healthy foods most of the time, then every once in a while you can have those things, right? Because they don't matter when you only have it once a month or once every 2 weeks, right? But when you have it every day, that's going to have a big effect on your body, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Do you guys have any questions? Any more questions? So I know I kind of talked about this topic on a roundabout way, but really my that is my answer is I don't follow a specific way of eating. I get each woman to really find out what works for them, just as I found out what worked for me, and really realize that when you do, it could change over the years. And the best thing you can do, so you never ever have to diet again, is get to know your body, right? And get to know what works for you. And then it's just adjusting it and tweaking it. So I can eat oatmeal now. I can have potatoes now. I can have rice now. I can have all of those things in moderation. I don't gain weight anymore, right? So my weight is completely balanced. So now I feel good. But I notice when I eat too much sugar, I don't feel good, right? When I eat something really heavy, a really heavy meal. I had gluten-free pasta one night with a tomato sauce. I felt horrible for 2 days. Because I don't usually eat any type of pasta, even gluten-free. And when I ate it, it was just way too heavy for my body. So know that when you make these changes, your body adjusts to them. And then when you try to go back eating the other food that wasn't that good for you, your body says, no, that doesn't make you feel good. So it's actually easier to stay on track once you commit and you make the changes. You're so welcome, Donna. Thank you for watching. Anybody else have any questions? And anybody else watching, make sure you're part of my Facebook community, Women Creating Healthy Lives, because that is where I do most of my stuff. And I'm doing every Monday, mostly every Monday, I do a Monday Midlife Soul Talk. And I go for an hour and answer your questions, as well as discuss a topic that's really important in midlife. And sometimes it's mindset, sometimes that's emotions that we go through. Sometimes it's something like this, or a question, or something that somebody has suggested. And I do that on Mondays at 6:00 p.m. Pacific. Monday Midlife Soul Talk. So come and join us there. And I have a YouTube channel that has almost 800 videos on everything that I've talked about. So you get to see lots and lots of videos of what I've done over the years. I used to be a raw food chef. I've done videos on raw food recipes. I have recipe videos on YouTube. I have a lot of mindset videos. I have a lot of about hormones, about the food, everything you can imagine, about exercise. And that's at my YouTube channel, Diana Marchand. So subscribe to that. As well as my website, dianamarchand.com. I have free trainings, so you can sign up and get actual free video trainings that are very specific. You can watch over and over. And also I have a great series on how to prep and plan to eat healthy all week. And that's a free thing too. And my programs are on there. So I have, like I said, a self-study program that you can go to. It's exactly about this, where to start in midlife, right? To have more energy, lose the weight, and to help better balance your hormones. Yeah, for sure, Donna. But if you were used to eating beans, lentils, and oatmeal, and maybe fruit on their own, that's where it's coming from. So that's where your weight frames come from. As well as you're probably not eating enough of the greens and the vegetables, and get some super powders and get some supplements and stuff. Drink lots of water, good oils, good fats. We need good fats to metabolize fat. We need good fats for our hormones. Very, very, very important. And we need good fats for our brain. Yes. Yes, you are. Yeah. It's addicting. Starts very, very addicting. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, let me know if anybody else has any. You can always suggest video topics. I love it because I like to come on and talk about something that you guys are interested, right? And interested in. It really helps me. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for listening. Make sure to say hi if you are watching this replay. Let me know. All right. Much love to you guys. Bye-bye.